times were nice back then. You would release an album, and because you had no competition, and it would cost so much money to release music, you
Yeah.
would make you would make you could sell 100,000 CDs in a small market like the Zouk market. I did it. First album, 100,000 CDs, generating $1 million. Why? Because yeah, there was no technology, and then the disruption arrived. Disruption arrived with the internet, with the MP3. Internet plus MP3 equals Napster, LimeWire, and all of a sudden, your fans who loved you
Kaza. Forget Kaza. I
and
used to download so much
Kaza.
music off of Kaza, man. My God.
So all your fans who loved you, but were in Africa, were in parts of the world where. Okay, fine.
Ich hasse Kummer.
What's interesting about
So
that is
give me a
go
second.
ahead, go ahead.
All the people who didn't have access to your music started downloading it. So actually, it was more fans for you. But at the same time, all the people who could go buy your CDs
Yeah.
could get your music from home. And all of a sudden, you went from 100,000 CDs sold to 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000. And those who had the CDs,
They would rip it
those
and
who
just
had
put it online. Yeah.
those who had access to your music started buying your music and putting it to the online places to because they wanted everybody to know about your music. So, papi and mommy. So, all this, hey, what up, Ivan?
Wow.
So all this started changing the game, and we had to navigate in there. And there's nothing we could do. What I'm trying to say here is the death of the CD was something that was inevitable. And a lot of people were like, no, we always gonna sell CDs because people wanna see the things. People wanna wait. People wanna have a CD. People wanna touch the music. People wanna have this, etc. And none of that saved the CD. At a point, the CD died because of the convenience of being able to to listen to music anywhere from your phone. And then it just kept going. And look, today, the show that we are doing right now, this conversation that we are having, it would have cost millions of. Não quer? Ok, vá no quarto então. Ah,
Não.
queres mais? Não tem mais, já comeste tudo. And then the já fecha a porta, meu amor. So at a point, we arrive in a point today where if you tell your fans, hey, listen, I know you have I know you love me, but you know what? For me to make ends meet, I need you to give me $10 a month to support everything I'm doing, and because you are my super fan, and because, yeah, I mean, I cannot live from streams, right? And your fans gonna be, yeah, sure. I'm gonna give $10 to Spotify so I can listen to the whole wild world, and then I'm gonna give $10 a month to BTS because they are my life, or I'm gonna give to Boddhi Satva because he's the sexiest man alive, right? Or Kaysha because.
Of course.
And then another artist will come and say, me too, please. And then, me too. Oh, what about me? I need you to be a member of my YouTube channel. What about me? And then people arrive and they have to pay for $10 for Netflix, $10 for Amazon, $10 for Spotify, $10 for Boddhi Satva, 10 for Kaysha, 10 for the other 5 artists they want, and that's 100. And then you have a lot of other artists that are like, please help me as well. And people will be like, well, listen, I like 1,000 artists, but I don't have 10,000 for you guys. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stream your music on Spotify, all of you, and he's gonna test cost me 10, and yeah, you're gonna share whatever you make from the streams, and because it's more convenient for me, the consumer. And we are here in a world where we can have all the conversations we want about the intrication of what's going on, but it's gonna go on because convenience is the drug here. Convenience is the thing. If I can have access to everything in the world in music for 10 a month, I'm not, yeah, if I have really those 2 to 5 artists that I really like, yeah, I can give them another 5 per month, or I can give them a super chat from time to time when I'm on their YouTube channel. But I cannot do it for everybody because I don't have enough money. And back in the days, and now the question that you have to ask yourself is, back in the days, somebody had a monthly budget of $100, and they could buy 5 CDs with that, maybe 7. Or if they promotion, let's say they could buy, let's simplify, you could buy 10 at $10 each. You could buy 10 CDs, and you had the choice between, I don't know, 20,000 CDs in the stores. So you would be like, okay, I'm gonna take this Bob Marley compilation, this Kaysha album, this Boddhi Satva, Asley Brothers, oh my God, Donna Summer, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, and once you have,
I remember this era. I remember this.
I remember that, and
when we used to go
and
to
at that
Virgin
time,
Mega Store in Paris, my father would buy like stacks of CDs, and we would like the
Listen,
CDs
my
would actually
mother
fill up
had-
a whole freaking bag.
my mother had a 8,000 vinyl collection, and at that time, there was this value, right? But and I'm gonna reply to what you're saying, Erica. At that time, I don't believe that people don't value artists anymore. It's just that people value convenience more than they value artists. And if to listen to everything you're listening today, it will cost you so much money. And at that time, hey, listen, you had the choice between 20,000 people. You only had 100. You would choose 10, and then you out. And then you go listen to your 10, and next month you come with the 10. So it was kind of interesting for us artists because, yeah, listen, if you were in the if you were somebody who was really a fan of music, and you would buy those type of things, and you would have a bunch of CDs in there. Every month you would spend 100, 200, 500 on music. But then came convenience. First was iTunes stores. Now you can buy the song you like. And all of a sudden, people had no reason to buy one album when you only like 2 songs. People start nitpicking.
Yeah, but
And albums, and for us who would do albums that were experiences, where you had the intro, you would place the track in a certain way. Some tracks would reply to a track in track 10 would reply to track 1. Sometimes you would do a whole story in your thing. People were like, I like Fiona, One Love, I'm out. And then now with your €100, instead of buying 10 CDs, you could buy 100 songs. So now you could nitpick between the 10 artists, the 100 artists you like, and give each one. And then everybody else was still fucked. And today, convenience made that mountain of inspiration.
bless.
Convenience made today that you have your phone here, and in your phone you have access for $10. You have access to everything, and we can see it away because I'm 47. I've been in the days. I lived in the days where I used to take go out of my house, take a shower, put some clothes on, go out of my house, take the subway, arrive to Trocadero, change to Franklin D. Roosevelt, come out, go to the Virgin Megastore, stay there, listen to music, etc., and then, oh my God, I have the new Bobby Brown album. Oh, Bobby Brown is there to do a autograph session. I would wait 2 more hours just to have an autograph. I would wait to have an autograph. Actually, that's how I met my first girlfriend. We met each other on the line of waiting for the Bobby Brown autograph. So then you had your autograph, and now your object is sacred.
Did you give him your butt cheek to autograph it, or what did you do?
Now on the CD, but I autographed her butt cheek. So
Oh my God, that was so expected. Damn it.
so so you hear, and
Did you know
back
who
in
you were,
those
though?
days,
In those days, did she know who you was?
no, I was just a little rapper trying to make it happen. It was '92. So now imagine that you hear, right? And all these experience, those of us who are more than 35, they know this experience.
Right there.
My little brother, the latest in my brothers, is 30. He's never bought a CD in his life. That's why you like me, Kieta. Imagine that my little brother, who's 30, he has never experienced the buying of a CD, because when he was 15, Virgin Megastore was closing, or 12 or whatever. When he was adult enough to buy his own stuff, iTunes was already there. And now we have to look at this generation. My daughter is 3 years old. She seems like her problems in life are the batteries of her iPad becoming, when it's red, she's like, "Ma, it's red, Daddy." Look. That's what she does. "Daddy, it's red." "It's red, please. The iPad is red." This is her problem in life. My iPad not missing battery. Why? Because the iPad is the entrance of my world. And in my iPad, I can study, I can watch the videos of whatever I want, and I can choose. If I tell my daughter, no, we're going to watch regular TV with programs that you don't choose, she's going to be like, why would we do that? Because they don't know that. We talk as people as who live that. We are from a generation. We are from like 2 generations ago. The generation of today is generation Spotify, generation YouTube, generation Netflix. They watch something. You remember that series called Dynasty or Dallas?
Yeah.
It
I still
was
not
on
like it much, but
Saturday.
yeah.
It was Saturdays at 8 p.m. Oh, 8:30 after the news. They would play the news. When the news was over, the whole family was there to know what Patrick Ewing would do in Suffolk, and Pamela and whatever. And the whole family was there, or for Bill Cosby, or for whatever the show of your time, Friends, etc. Today, in my house, there's one kitchen, bedroom. That's 4 TVs on the walls, plus everybody has a phone, so that's 4 phones. And I have one iPad. My daughter has an iPad. There's an iPad in the bathroom, and there's a computer screen, and every screen is watching what the person in front of the screen wants to watch. So we can, and you have a
Explain,
choice.
yeah.
It's playing, yeah. And you can play, you can watch Boddhi Satva, Monday Quality Talk, Quarantine Groove, Club Shada. You can watch TV. You can when there's a new series, you can watch from, my wife does things like, my wife doesn't like watching series with me because I like to watch one episode a week. I like to start like, Monday I'm gonna watch this, then I'm gonna watch that, and then hey, I have to watch some stuff on YouTube, etc. And she's like, if she discovers a show that has 80 episodes, her life will resume when she's done watching the 80 episodes. And she's gonna watch like 6 or 7 episodes per day. She's just gonna stop to pee, poop, and eat. That's it. The rest, she's just like. And if she moves from the bedroom, she goes to the kitchen to eat. The show is moving with her, and then she's like, "Hey, I wanna. Hey, can you go? Are you gonna go run? Yeah, I'm gonna go run. Okay." Then she moved to the living room, and she continues watching her stuff because those things are following her, and those things have AI. They show her exactly what she wants to watch, and this is a generation that is. And so because I have a 20-year gap between me and my wife, I can even see how we don't even consume things the same way. But then when I see my daughter, who I have 44 years difference, it has nothing to do the way, because the things that I know, the things I remember never existed in her life. She will never buy music in her life because she's inside of the family plan of Netflix, Disney, whatever. She will never buy music because there will be Spotify, and maybe at that time everybody will have chip in their head with, or in their glasses, or in their eyes, because of technology, where you would watch whatever you want to watch directly in your thing. Look, one of those, the vinyl buyers. So the thing is, what I learned with in these 30 years of being active me. I've been on the internet since 95. I own Kaysha.com since 96. I own my email, love@kaysha.com, since 96. And I've seen the birth of Twitter, the birth of MySpace, the birth of MSN, the birth of all these different technologies. And what I've been interested and more focused on is, how do I use them to have my message come across the people who I am interested in. Because my frustration back in the days was like, how come my music is not arriving in Africa? How come my music doesn't arrive in the US? And there was those things with the imports, whatever. We need to have a distributor who will take your music. We need to have people who buy 200 CDs or 2,000 CDs. If they don't buy it, then we cannot distribute there. Yeah, but I have fans there. Yeah, but I was like, so what am I fan going to do? They pirate the music. So to me, I use the technology to my advantage. With this technology, we are able to do a show like this, and we can stay the whole night if we want, talking about all these, whatever subject we want. We can go from one subject to another, and it costs us nothing, only electricity and the cameras we bought, etc. And you're gonna have to see it the way you want. And of course, there's gonna have to be some regulation as we go. But I believe that ultimately the nations will have less and less and less power, and the corporations will become more powerful than the nations, not because of them, but because of us and our choice. We always will choose convenience. That's what we do. That's what humans do. Back in the days, oh my God, Uber. That's for my wife, probably. Let me go
But
open the door while you are.
yeah,
You are thinking about everything I said.
no, there's no need to be thinking about everything you said because it's the era we've been through. But I think that ultimately, the experience, for example, of buying a vinyl is something that literally marked my life. I mean, in a way that I didn't expect um, at all. I bought my first vinyl when I moved to Belgium in 2000, and was it 2000? No, 2001. No, 2000. Hold on. 2002. 2002 is when I bought my first vinyl, and I was like, what the hell is this? Putting the needle on it, and it's just the experience of holding this piece of art in your hands, right? And the sound. And at the time, I didn't quite understand, you know, the difference because it was new to me, but I could see what it meant as far as holding this piece of art. And in a way, it feels like for those of us who can be somehow nostalgic of this era, it might feel as though convenience, the fact that it has been, you know, trivialized, by this whole convenient world we entered. Um, Feels like we've lost something, but I think that ultimately, like anything in life, when there's too much of something, we cannot hear you, Papake. Your mic is off.
I was talking to my wife.
Okay, but the thing is that when you have too much of something, eventually there's going to be a group of people that want to go back, or that want to, you know feel that emotion again, and that's why vinyl is still selling very, 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 very well. I mean, I my business partner Peter Darkwa from BBE, he just released about 2 months ago the Jay Dilla, some anniversary of Jay Dilla's passing or something like that, the album that he released on BBE, and they released a box of some exclusives, and it sold like bread. So I ultimately think that, personally, the conveniency of accessing music and films, etc., the way we have it now is amazing, and it's something that I welcome. But I do understand that, there is a necessity to help this generation that we are bringing, into this world, to also be able to have a grasp of what that meant. It might not mean much for them, but it is important. It's like it's like understanding your culture. It's like, when you, for example, you go as an African, you go back to the village, and you go and visit your land. That emotion, that moment where you see this land before your eyes, um, is something that is priceless, and you ain't gonna get that on no, freaking iPads or iPhones or computers. That experience of being there, and sitting with the elders, and being initiated into some conversations that, tap into your history, tap into your, the root of it all, really brings forth, I think, a sense of um, um, rootedness that really helps you, anchoredness, yes, that helps you really bring forth some sort of harmony and balance, because that's what it is. I think we have too much of and again, I'm welcoming the technology. I just think that it needs to be balanced with these moments, where it's just like, hey, how about you check this out? Oh, what is it? It's a CD. What is a CD? Like, it's funny enough. I was thinking the other day, I need to look it up, if I can find. Remember, Keisha, these cameras, the old cameras with the mini cassettes that they would, that the next generation after those big cassettes, the mini cassettes. I need to find a player because I have videos. Like, I have all these cassettes
I have a
here.
bunch of them.
Look,
I
I
have
need
a
a player for
DV.
this.
I had DV. I have a bunch
Mini
of
DV,
DV tapes.
exactly, DV
So
tapes.
I found a company. I found a company in Portugal. You send them all your tapes, and in exchange, they send you a bunch of CD-ROMs, or just a Dropbox with everything digitized for you. and I'm looking for this because I have a lot of footage that I don't have nothing to read them on. I don't even have a CD player in my house, or let alone a DVD player. This doesn't exist because everything is streamed. But let me answer to what you're saying. And that's interesting when Erica says not all humans choose convenience. Of course, the problem is not all humans. The problem is most humans, when 96 or 99% choose the convenience, yeah, if there's 1 million people buying vinyls, for the rest of the world, it doesn't change nothing. And you just said something interesting about the village, the roots, looking at those things or touching a CD. I still have all the CDs I've produced. They're here. Everything that I produced, I hold them because they hold a place to my heart. But they hold a place in my heart, Boddhi, because I'm 47 and you are 38. Those who are 20, they don't understand all these conversations, and they are the future.
Do you
And
think
you will
so?
not make them. You will not make them love vinyls or CDs unless it's
I'll beg to
a relic
disagree.
from the past. Look
I
how
beg to I beg to disagree
beg
here
to differ.
because I beg to differ and disagree fundamentally with what you're saying, because this is where the problem of your lecture it lies in this, because you are in a paradigm of perception that is based on how, obviously, the majority of your environment doesn't necessarily need a vinyl format to put forward
Does yours?
the type of it does. Why? Because
How
if you're
many
looking at
people?
house music, if you're looking at house music, if you're looking at disco, if you're looking at
Mm-hmm.
electro, techno, etc., there's still there's I think it's a consensus. Even I would even go as far as saying that within the industry to maintain the format alive, just because. And there is
I
indeed a
understand.
generation of consumers. They might be hipsters, whatever, but they are still consuming heavily. So I really believe that, yes, you're right. It is a niche market. It is definitely going to become caviar,
But
which
that's just what I'm
ultimately,
saying. So we agree. I'm not saying it disappears. I'm saying when
yeah.
99.999% people enjoy the
No,
convenience
what you
of 10
said,
euros per month.
I understand that, but what you were saying is that they don't care. And that's why I was saying I don't
No,
think
I'm
that
talking about that
they don't.
generation.
Ah,
I'm talking about my daughter. My daughter is 3 years old. The
but
things you are
that all
saying, you are,
depends. That all
of
depends.
course it will. But what I mean is that my daughter is 3 years old today. The things that matter to me. I've I was born in Africa. Just to give simple examples, I was born in Africa. I was born in Congo, in Kinshasa. For 10 years, my whole family was in exile. After 10 years, after the war and everything, I go back for the first time in Kinshasa to perform. When I got out of the plane, the first thing I did was kiss the ground of the motherland because it meant something to me, and because my memories, 7 years of my memories and or maybe 15 years of my memories are there. And it meant something to me to be in Africa. My daughter, who's 3 years old, was born in Portugal. My son, who's 18, was born in Belgium. For them, it's a different experience. And then
Yeah.
their kids, who knows? You see what I mean? And what I mean is that because we have a sentimental a sentimental attachment to the object, this, I keep them. I cannot read them, Boddhi. I have a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
them. But wait.
Okay.
Because we have this sentimental attachment to these objects, of course we're gonna see them a certain way. And all these generation of people of the house music market, etc., and those people who they are influencing, and even the younger ones after them, they have these sentimental attachment, or they receive that sentiment attachment from the people who gave it to them, and we have to keep vinyl
culture.
alive, etc. And
Culture.
yeah, the culture. But those who are 5 years old today might not have the attachment because the distance will be. Look, we are the last generation. That is, we are the generation of the. How do you call this? The paradigm shift. We are that
Yeah, we are.
generation.
We are that
We've
generation,
seen,
yes.
we Buddy, your first album came out on CD. My first album came out on CD. My first album came out on vinyl. My first house music single under Janamari, it came out as a 33-inch. I used to buy them. I used to have vinyl Technique players. I used to learn to scratch with DJ Cut Killer in his house, all these things. So this is my culture. This is my generation. But it's not that I'm resigned. I'm just a realist, and I can just see the difference between how we used to listen to music and how we used to have an attachment to objects, and how those who are 3 years old today might not listen. When I was 20, I don't know if you had that dream as well. I've seen my dad driving Mercedes cars all my life. He always had those, back in the days, those nice Mercedes with those the decapotable. My dad had Mercedes ever since I was born, right? And when I was 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, I had a dream. One day, my dad will come from the airport and I will come pick him up with my Mercedes. It's gonna be mine. I will have maybe a C, maybe a E, a D. Maybe I will have like a 500, and I'll just come and I'll say, "Hey, Dad, come in. Let me drop you to your hotel, or let me drop you whatever." That was my dream from when since I was a kid, because I wanted to show my dad, hey, making it was part of having a Mercedes, was part of making it for me, because that's what my father. That's I was impressed by my father driving his Mercedes. And today, I have enough money to buy my Mercedes. Every year, I can buy 2 or 3 of them. And I could not care less because I drive Ubers. And it's just times, like, I don't drive them. I just call them and they come. And if me, I'm a little futuristic in my head, but if me, who had those dreams, I think like that. Imagine my daughter who's 3 years old. Maybe she will just had a subscription to Uber for $300 a month for unlimited rides, and that will be enough for her, and she will not feel that need that we had to those objects, because everything will be decentralized and everything will be connected, and you will just enter your Uber and it will be whatever car that you want. And then once you get inside, your playlist will be there, the shows you like will be there, because everything will be connected to whatever. And we can see it as something that is it's a pity or not. It might be the direction we are going, and we can feel what we feel, and you can feel what you feel, and I feel it too. Don't think that I disagree with you. I feel it as well. I'm just a realist.
No, but
I
you
I
can be a
loved
realist, that's okay.
I loved
I am as
vinyls.
well. But
I,
what
I,
the,
I
que- the,
you know I used
the
to
question that you're raising here,
I used to go with vinyls when Cut Killer and them were going to parties. Sometimes I would help them with the Fanta cases with all the vinyls inside, and I love that era, because back then DJs have had to choose what they would bring to the party. They would choose what they would bring to the party, so they would be careful with the
I
music
experienced
that they
that
will
firsthand.
bring.
I remember
And
when they
today,
launched the CD bags where you can have up to 100 CDs with you. It was amazing.
yeah, but me,
The
I
slapper
remember
bags.
those beer cases where you would put the CDs,
Oh
and
man,
you could only bring, let's say, I don't know, 200 CDs or 300 CDs with you,
And
because
how many DJs have you not heard of them losing their vinyls from guys breaking into their cars and snatching their shit?
exactly.
It was
And
crazy.
imagine in the world of today, You go to a party and you have those DJs. They have all the songs in the world. They have like 100,000 songs in their drive, in their hard drive. So they think they have to play everything, and like, yeah, they play 1 minute chord, next song, next song, next song, and they like, you have like a 1 hour set, and you are trying to play everything you can. Those are the
Yeah, but
DJs of today, and I hate that.